It's the Asian one that J.K. Rowling was like, that exists, I guess.
What?
Oh, no, I was being actually mean. But
The one that's called, like, Wizard School?
Yeah, but just in Chinese.
Ah.
Harry Potter is actually cool.
But grammatically incorrect. The Infiltrator.
Corona.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Corona warts?
I'm not helping you.
I'm trying my best here.
No, I'm not going to help you.
I'm looking at Joe.
I'm quarantining you.
Okay, cool.
Did you know that quarantine came from the Italian for 40 days?
Because you were isolated for 40 days?
On ships coming into harbor that were suspected of coming from plague-ridden cities, you would have to wait for 40 days on your ship in harbor before they let you off and took your goods.
This sounds like Joe's writing something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Although, maybe I'll
really cool.
maybe I'll steer away from plagues for the time being.
That's fair. Hello, Jonah with the Game Mechanics here. How can I help you? Okay, so you want to pretty much just be Iron Man, but in D&D? Weird request, but all right. And you've got a friend who's, like, really into astrology? Any particular class in mind? No? Okay, well, druids like to be outside, so I guess we'll go with that. Anyone else in the party? A ranger, but they want to be bard-level horny. Oh, we could totally work with that. I've just unearthed some arcana that just so happens to fit all of those things exactly. Welcome to Talkin' Shop. And we are here for another episode of Talkin' Shop that Joe has decided preemptively to call Biscuit Meniscus. And now that he's said it, I'm not letting him take it back. That's the name of the episode now. Everybody.
Meniscus.
Biscuit Meniscus.
I'm not
In
sure
your
why it
knee?
had to be.
I've
Yeah.
torn my meniscus.
Or like the thing in a graduated cylinder where water has like 10 I'm Joe Biden. Has
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, has
Nice
surface
start.
tension. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys.
Save it for villagers.
Oh, well, yeah, especially
Surface
now that
tension.
Pete's
Talking
gone.
shop's not supposed to be politically charged, Joe.
Anyway,
Villagers, however.
let's move on to the Elon Musk artificer real quick.
Hey! Oh, man. So, yeah, we are here. Thank you.
Brava.
We're looking at subclasses part 3 of Unearthed Arcana 2020. I guess this, I don't know, did this come out in March or February?
My favorite.
Early this month? February? Yeah. So we're getting to it a little bit later. We're recording this in March. But, yeah, so we're each going to take one of these subclasses and give it the old pat down, see what it's got in those pockets. Just eat that microphone in. Eat it.
I'm good.
All right, so I will go first here, and I have got the Armorer Artificer, which is fun and interesting, and it's actually the one that I like the best out of the three of these. I think we all ended up with something that we gravitated towards. And so I'm not obviously as familiar with the Artificer as a full class because has it been officially published? Did they put that in the Eberron one finally,
It's in
officially?
both Eberrons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just like flushed it out more in the second one.
Yeah.
The Battlesmith and the Gunsmith?
And
What is it?
The Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Alchemist is in the original one, and the other two are in the new one.
Yeah, so there's one that gets like a turret, and there's one that gets a flubber, and then
There's one that gets a big boy.
there's one that gets a big boy, and then this one
Alchemist
becomes
isn't
Iron
flubber.
Man.
You don't get flubber with Alchemist.
It's kind of like a flubber, though.
Kind of get a flub.
It's kind of like a flubber.
I'd have no idea.
I
if you get a
literally
flub or
looked at
not.
this class the other day, and there's no pet.
There's no flub?
Yeah. Looked at it
No,
on D&D
for the
Beyond.
subclass.
I'm going to look it up
I'm
right
pretty
now.
sure-
You just keep talking, and I'm going to prove you wrong here in a second.
I would allow a flubber.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no,
the
just
other
keep
ones,
going.
the
Keep
other artificers get some sort of something like a turret or a flubber or whatever.
Y'all comment down below if you think they actually get a flubber.
But this one becomes Iron Man. So the Armorer. You, as an armorer, are an artificer who specializes in... Whoa, I started that sentence in the wrong way, I guess. Hello, I've been in 2 rehearsals all week. Artificer who specializes as an armorer modifies armor to function almost like a second skin. The Armorer...
Yeah, that was unfortunate, wasn't it?
I hate it. Hey, everybody, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you took
that I
that
just
one
did
up and
that
didn't
to
land
you.
it.
I did
Why don't you stop making Foley noises and just read the damn line?
All right, no mouth crimes in this one, I guess.
This is a good energy to start
yeah,
with.
it's really.
Save it for villagers.
We're recording villagers right after this. It's true. I can't blow my load early. The armor is enhanced to hone the artificer's magic, unleash potent attacks, and generate a formidable defense. The artificer bonds with this armor, becoming one with it, even as they experiment with it and refine its magical capabilities.
How do you think this compares to the other, like, I have a magical thing, like the Hexblade, where
Yeah.
it's like,
I like this because it feels in line with what the artificer does with the other stuff, and I think that it's from my understanding nice that it's different. Like it gets something that's cool and unique to the subclass, but different enough and separates itself from the others enough. Like it's not a turret, it's like it's armor for your body, and also it makes sense that a person who's an artificer would be like, yeah, let me make cool magic armor for myself.
Right.
Like that seems like a logical progression to me, and this is a subclass that it makes sense for there to be.
right off the bat, I love that this is in the world. Like, think about running into NPCs with, like, specialized suits of armor or whatever that the DM can take license with. That would be a lot of fun to design for, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And to have the bit of creativity and, like, the customization sort of options that you can get that would, work hand in hand with your regular artificer stuff in addition to, what this is. I dig it. I dig it. So at third level, you get tools of the trade, which you're proficient with heavy armor, which you were not already. I think that they only get medium.
Yep.
You also gain proficiency with smith's tools. If you already have this tool proficiency, you gain proficiency with another type of artisan's tools of your choice. And you get armorer spells. Subclass spells. I love them.
Tasty.
Sorcerers still don't have all of them. It's fine. Armor spells, you always have these prepared. They don't count against the number of ones that you can prepare. So third level, you get magic missile, shield. Fifth level, mirror
Warlock,
image,
another
shatter.
class that should get subclass spells.
Right? It's weird that
You
they
get
don't.
options.
You get options, but you don't just get
true.
them. You
Yeah.
should just have them.
Have
Like-
them on there.
I still don't understand why you don't just have them because you get so few still.
Well, I think as originally designed, like just player's handbook, right? It makes sense because it's like a way of distinguishing like full casters versus half casters versus like I get my casting from a different place.
Right.
Like it functions as a pseudo way to be like, yeah, warlock and sorcerer, you're more like a focused caster, right?
Right.
But
At this point
now
in
that
the
you've
game,
added new classes and you've added all this other stuff, it just feels like handicapping.
Yeah.
Because you have some classes that your subclasses that you've pitched that are like, you get extra spells.
Right.
So it's like, well, then just you're gonna have to bust it and do the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. They all need it. If some have it, we've gotten to the point where everybody, like almost everybody at this point, is dipping their toes into magic a little bit. So they should just have that. But that's a whole other thing. At ninth level, you get hypnotic pattern and lightning bolt. What's up? Just Tony Stark. Pew pew. 13th, fire shield and greater invisibility. 17th, pass wall and wall of force.
Awesome.
So yeah, you just get those. You don't have to worry about preparing them. Love that.
Very, very Iron Man.
Yeah, and a lot of them like magic missile,
Like,
and a lot of those feel like, oh yeah, I'm shooting cool stuff out of my magical armor. Like this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Design wise, it's all very cohesive so far, I think. Third level, also you just get a bunch of these features here at third level. There's tools of the trade, armor, spells, and power armor, which I guess isn't really a quote ton of stuff at third level because like a tool proficiency and spells that you get progressively in. But whatever.
Yeah.
Power armor. Your metallurgical pursuits have led you to making armor a conduit for your artificer magic. As an action, you can turn a suit of heavy armor you're wearing into power armor, provided you have smith's tools in hand.
Whoa. As an action?
As an action. It's a suit of armor that you're already wearing.
But only if you're holding a hammer.
Yes.
If you have your smith's... What?
Correct.
I'm trying to imagine that visually. You just start like hammering on your legs.
I think it's the idea of magic of like, ding. Now it's magical.
Ding.
But fuck off. It should be a preparation.
Like that you have to prepare it?
Right? Well, yeah.
Like
over a
after
short
rest or
rest, why
something?
not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would...
Because it's about inventing things and tinkering.
Not ding, it's ready.
Well, my thought would be less of like a rest, prepare it, but more of like it just is this. I mean, I guess there's some features that when
and then
you
it would
do
be
it,
that.
yeah, it would just be that whenever because it's just magic. The action thing's weird.
That's fine. I find it so weird that it's like, now it's done.
Yeah, that's very strange.
What?
Like, did you like
It's like such video game bullshit of like, I had just equipped the armor.
And my understanding of
I
the
ate
artificer.
a full meal to heal.
Ding.
All the cheese wheels as I fight the dragon.
The thing that I think the artificer's going for, and what people usually like about it, is the idea that you're tinkering and that you're sort of creating, and people like the idea of an actual progression of building something.
Yeah.
And I feel like however many times we go into magic items or making spells or other things, there is no system in D&D for that building feel. There's nothing that gives you, I have all of these options and choices and a limited amount of resources. I'm going to build the thing that I need for the situation.
Yeah, there's a limited sort of loose guidelines somewhere kind of tucked away, but
there is a thing in the DM's handbook that's like, here's how it's done, but they literally made it so complicated so that no player would ever do it. It's like making a game rule that's so complicated because you're like, I didn't really flush this out, and I don't want people to explore it, and it can kind of bust the game if a player at level 2 crafts an umbral sword of bullshit slaying whatever.
It's got gold costs and stuff, and it's like, well, you're sort of imagining an economy here that makes sense.
The thing that fucks it up to me is the time cost.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, it's gonna take you 5 years.
It's like, and cool. When do I have that?
Nobody plays, very rarely do you see a D&D campaign where anyone's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna take a 5-year jump. What do you want to do, wizard? In 5 years, you want to make one magical item, or do you want to deck out a citadel tower where you cast several spells a day in that place, and now I can teleport there and it's protected, and well, I'm gonna fucking take the tower
easily.
Yeah, instead of one thing.
It's just and that to me seems more. I'm more interested in them flushing something out like that
for the crafting.
I would love. Matt Colville wrote a book recently, right? That they kickstarted it and made, and I haven't gotten a chance to look at it, but it's Arms and Armies, and it's it's how you function D&D with war fronts and strategic. A player controls a small battalion. Jonah, I swear I'll be done with this really fast.
No, you're fine. You're
right?
fine.
I love this.
But was hey, let's talk about the things that the game doesn't really cover, and let's come up with ideas for maybe how we could do that, right? It doesn't have to be the set in stone rule. Matt Mercer in the first campaign, when Tiberius was still part of their campaign, he let their sorcerer craft magical items. So one of the things that he was interested in was making magic items. So Matt was okay, yeah, let's talk about how we can put that in the game. And I think that stuff is cool. And I think what the game expects is a DM to do most of that. I think at surface level, this game is a dungeon crawl. It's why at its most base level, Adventurers League, you're basically just dungeon crawling. If you want to RP,
that's not the place to do it,
unless you find a really good group. And I hope you do,
because we didn't. But I hope you do.
So I'm more interested in books like Saltmarsh, right? Which are hey, let's come up with some tool sets for DMs.
Ships in the sea, man.
Right?
That's
good.
all I need.
You don't have to give me pre-written adventures.
Yeah.
I just I would love some help with hey, here's several different rule sets for how a character could craft magical items if they wanted to.
In a reasonable time frame that you would actually
What does it look like for a fighter I'm a fighter blacksmith. I want it to be a blacksmith from a small town that could also fight, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like for him to craft magical items versus a wizard to craft magical items? That's I maybe can't make the items, but I have all this magic.
Right.
What can we do?
You can't. There's not a set ruler that can be applied to every character for that. In the same way that if you look at large scale warfare in D&D, it doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't. It takes too much time. No DM could run 100 NPCs. You have to use it more as a backdrop than anything.
Exactly. Yeah, where you zoom in on a certain scene, but overall, it's more of just a general gist of what's happening. You can't use the set combat system. You've got to just have it in a different set of rules.
That's totally fine that you want to zoom in, but what it ends up pigeonholing a lot is let's follow this one group on their SEAL Team 6 mission
Slash and burn.
while the war happens over here, and they they raised the gate. Okay, now the war goes this way. And those are all cool things.
Yeah.
But that's all you can ever do with war.
Yeah.
As
Set
opposed
dressing.
to like, what if I give some players control of that while a rogue goes and does the SEAL Team 6 mission?
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that like I wish they would make more books about, and less like we got a Magic the Gathering book, and it's like cool, like throw that in too, but like give me some stuff that's like meat for DMs, because you only have one DM handbook. In all the books they've made, there's only one book that's like, hey, this
is resources for you.
Is for the DM.
Yeah, like a DMG Part 2.
The most
my
integral
God.
thing for the game.
What would you want in it? You would want large-scale tactics in the DMG Part 2. You would want I do want like an actual economic breakdown of like how to build a city and like have people meaningfully interact with trade, and how you can make really cool stories out of there's a shipment of pearls that's gone missing, and all of a sudden the war across the sea means that pearls are in fucking high demand.
Right.
Can your players like take advantage? I would love something simple to like, deal with. Kind of like how Uncharted Worlds has like an asset system.
Yeah.
And you can determine whether it's like a high-level asset or a low-level asset.
Well, this is something I think Matt Mercer does brilliantly on Critical Role. It's just like he's doing it on his own.
Right.
Which is like, I mean, it is somewhat up to a DM to be like, okay, what are these things?
What do I
like,
want to do? Yeah.
It would be so fascinating, at least to me, for them to like make a book that is like, I mean, I would assume the reason they don't is because the demand for DMs is nobody wants to.
Right.
Everybody wants
So
to
it's like,
play.
who's going to
Everybody
buy
wants
the
to play.
book?
Heavy lies the crown.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
though? But it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who's going to buy the book for DMs? I mean, I would happily,
At
but
the
like,
table, basically.
Yeah.
This table.
At the table, you're looking at one in every 7 people in a group.
Because you're not going to buy multiple copies anyway if it's with your ride or die friends. Sorry, I have a Cheez-It in my mouth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the craft services didn't go quite as fancy this time around, y'all. It's not a sandwich platter. It's
Call
some
my ass
Cheez-Its.
out.
Hey, everybody. If you notice, you've been looking into the corner of your room, your eyes crossed. This has been my grievance corner.
Oh, we're here.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize you
Snuck it in, you didn't even know.
Turn around.
Don't look too hard. It'll look back.
Oh, damn, we're in the grievance corner.
I'm going to have to dig up that fucking jingle.
Holy shit. Oh, it's so familiar,
Get
yet
out,
so
run,
foreign to
get
me.
out.
I'm running.
Start talking
away
about your
from the corner. I'm
artificer
running away from the corner.
Let's put a pin in that, because I definitely want to keep talking about like those big scale systems. And you, Andrew, gave me this wonderful idea for a campaign that we should do, which is a campaign at level 1, at level like 7, and at level 15. And it's the story of one city. And it's like, what do you do in the 5 years intervening? Like, we have like one story set at like the beginning of their career, one in the middle, and then one in the end game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
That'd be dope as hell.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's what I think is so cool about the level system in the game, is like it can be such a good passage of time.
Yeah.
But no one ever. I really think it's a perversion of like video games.
They think
in the
orcs are made of
sense that we're,
experience.
Like, well, yeah, in the sense that it's like we level up, but this is also 3 actors coming at D&D versus
True.
like a game system where it's like, no, I just get stronger. Like I learn more things. Like it can make sense.
Yeah.
A level up can make sense in that way, but it can also make sense in like 2 years pass. I'm a little bit older and stronger now.
Yeah,
Like,
I learned more
right.
shit.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
like, because like some of the coolest shit in the DM handbook is like involves fortresses and
Right.
and like stuff that rarely do you get to see players
Actually interact with.
actually get. Like some of the coolest spells for wizards are like teleport, right? Where it's like I can always return to this place, but to pick a certain place, a new place, right? I have to cast this every day for a year in this one spot.
Right. You're very rarely going to encounter that unless it's like...
But like so cool,
Yeah.
that you can like some of the cool shit that druids get, where it's like
Ugh.
I can create like my own environment.
The weather control one.
Well,
You know-
like they have one that's like where you can basically like it's pseudo like create a domain almost.
Oh.
Like it's like if you found a cave, right?
It's like the cleric thing or the wizard thing where you can like make a, fortress or sanctuary or
Right,
what have you,
but
but
it,
it's like, this is my cool-ass woods.
You
That's
get to, like,
amazing.
You get to
It's
pick
a
like
great
several
spell.
different things from it, like where it's like
Like
there's like grasping
defenses
vines, where like
and-
anybody that is an enemy to you,
You
would be
become
like grasped in that area.
A lair monster.
Yeah.
With legendary lair actions.
Pretty
Pseudo-
much, yeah.
Sounds
pretty
amazing.
much.
Like you can create fog in it. Like it's just like a really cool thing that you don't get to explore a lot in this game because most everybody is doing a one-off where they kill goblins and get to level 2.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that because that's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like at a certain point, there's venues of the game that I want to explore that like
rules for world building.
Yeah, that
and
are
not
just
in,
so cool to me.
That
not
aren't
in the
just
lore sense.
Yeah,
not in like
that's not just like okay, you're in Waterdeep now, but like here are tools for you to build your world, but that's going to help you.
Right.
That will make it much easier for you to build your own thing rather than play in this space, but
Right.
the tools to create.
And not that like only the cast of Critical Role gets to enjoy.
Yes.
Like
right.
And again, that's a lot on a DM to be like
I'm going to undertake
Mercer
this.
made that his job.
Yeah.
It literally is job.
And is now his job. He gets paid for it. And like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like, you know what I mean? Like I can't even fathom what like, you know, anyone could do like if they were like, I'm getting paid to work. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like awesome. I
I've
get to
thought
do that
about
every
it.
day. Right. Like that's awesome. But like for a DM, I just like I don't know, I would love more books like that.
My
Also-
wish list: Wizards of the Coast software for writing maps of cities and locations.
Yeah.
Like city and location sort of generator software.
Like a usable
a really
software.
cool,
I would pay $40 fucking dollars, whatever you need.
Yeah.
There's a really cool one that exists. It's not Wizards. It's like World Anvil.
World Anvil, yeah.
You're welcome. Free, whatever. Like, but the only thing that sucks to me about it is it's a subscription-based thing.
Right.
And I'm just like, I just like...
Just let me buy it one time and I'll
Right.
use it forever,
Like,
like everything else we're supposed to.
Like make it more expensive and let me buy it one time.
Yeah.
Because like even that, I was like, I would rather spend $50 now than this thing that is D&D where like so many things fall through.
Yeah. Don't
like-
hold me over a barrel.
Yeah, where it's like, well, I'm paying for this month and I'm not even going to play in my world this month.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem feasible. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have pulled my legs out of the quicksand and am now sprinting away from the grievance corner.
I'm still stuck, but I'm looking at you and cheering you on.
As I yell
I
at you,
push Joe out of the grievance corner.
I'm free.
I pull you
4 and a
alongside
6.
me, and I say, listen, power armor. It's a 3rd level armor feature. Okay, so you've got the armor. You banged it with your special hammer.
I did.
And now it's magic. If the armor...
Guys,
Don't turn back.
There's no flubber, guys.
No.
Fuck you. There's no flubber.
Don't turn back.
I
It's
looked
like
it up.
Eurydice.
There's no flubber?
There's no flubber.
Damn.
The only thing close is that all artificers get a homunculus. But that's not close. So fuck off.
Well, what does the...
Keep going. You're good.
But what does the alchemist get
gets
that's
really
not the
good with
flubber?
potions. You get like once a day random potions.
Maybe
and
it
like
was-
your potions get better. It may have been an old one.
I think it was an old
but
unearthed arcana.
It's not real anymore.
Also,
Damn.
we need real potion rules.
Don't you false information
So,
on Talking Shop, Jonah.
How I would
Look up your sources. Cite your sources.
I'm gonna find that unearthed arcana where
Mine's
there is a
D&D
flubber.
Beyond.
So if the armor normally has a strength requirement, it does not have that now. So that's fun. You
Plate
can
and
use
such.
the just like, ooh, it's my fancy plate. Doesn't matter if my strength's an 8. I dumped it, and it doesn't matter. You can use the power armor as a spellcasting focus for your artificer spells.
Dig it.
This makes sense. Which is also weird that you had to hit it with your special hammer before that, because if it's a spell focus, it's fine. The power armor attaches to you and cannot be removed against your will. It also expands to cover your entire body.
You get venomed.
And it replaces any missing limbs functioning identically to a body part that it is replacing.
Super cool.
Cool as fuck.
That
Love it.
is dope.
Love
Dope.
it.
I am into it. I like
Love
that
it.
I like that they thought to include that.
Yeah.
I thought that's really cool. The armor continues to be power armor until you doff it, you don another suit of armor, or you fucking die.
Hate this.
Or you beef it.
I hate this.
That it's no longer a magic suit of armor that you made if you totally beef it.
Does it come from you, or does it come from the thing that you created?
That's
What's
my
the
problem
point
with
of the
it.
artificer if you can't make
It
things?
feels like-
Make a sustainable
It feels like a crafting class.
Tell me I can make one suit of armor. I'm okay with that. It takes unobtainium, and there's only like one of them, right?
But I made it,
made it.
and it just is. So I've got my suit of armor that I then give to my child as I end my adventuring days. I've maxed out my level. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm retiring. You take my suit of armor now. That's still going to be magic because I made a magic suit of armor.
Pause. Because here's my problem with what you just said, Jonah.
Okay.
Because I think it's what they were trying to avoid by this statement.
Okay.
giving it to other people.
Right. Everybody now has power armor.
Correct. Even if you can only make one, giving it to another person, like
Is-
I'll just take it off. We'll take 2 minutes.
Put it on the barbarian.
We'll take 15 minutes, and I'll put it on. The
rogue.
Let's put it on the rogue, or let's put it on the wizard.
Yeah.
Right. Like, haha. Now it's cool. Right. Like, that breaks it. All you had to do to fix that was just say, only you can wear it.
Yeah, requires attunement.
Yeah.
No, because because I think something that they constantly are working with is Adventurers League and thinking about like stuff like that. And right, if you throw that into the game, then it's like, okay, we'll just take a short rest so that the wizard can attune to it. Right, like you're just creating speed bumps for any forward progress.
Interesting.
In my opinion, all you got to say is only the artificer can wear it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like boom. Like forget the awesome Tony Stark. Let me put somebody else in my Iron Man suit moment. Sorry, you don't get it. You still don't get it under these rules.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you just like,
Or give it like an insanely insane possible catastrophic drawback.
if you're gonna
If
put
you're
it
going to put it on somebody else, it's not tuned to them. It might explode. It
Sure.
might like bzz into their guts.
sure,
Something horrible.
but I think the goal was to keep it from being like,
Oh, yeah.
A, everybody gets power armor, B,
lending it.
lending it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess then at that point, if you reach that time of your campaign where it's like, oh yeah, story wise, like my character's going to retire and like we're ending the campaign, whatever, it just becomes, onus of, the player and the DM to just be like, hey, story wise, this is what's happening. Like this character's done, ta-da, whatever.
Right.
But it's not in the rules. But you want to, if you're playing an artificer, make a thing that is magic and stays magic.
It's just not you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to not be you doing it. You made it, and now it's made.
Yeah, it's made and now it exists as its own separate thing.
I think
Like
there's-
God and his imperfect creations.
I think part of the thing that they're still trying to like fight against in this, and I think it's why it took the Artificer so long to come out,
Yeah.
is we don't want characters to be able to create magic items.
Right.
I truly think
Yeah.
that's part of the reason the fight has been there for so long, is because it's like we don't want to give them that ability, because it is to some extent game breaking. If I can be like, here's boots of flying at level 3. We come to a chasm, give me rope. I walk out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And not that you can't solve those problems in other ways, but like
Yeah.
it takes away a lot of a game that is solely about problem solving.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes a lot of the problems out of like anyone else's hands.
Right.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of the issues with creating things in these games, because I often think about like spell creation and how much I love that in like Oblivion or whatever.
Yeah.
The D&D world is not built on numbers of like velocity and speed and mass and weight. It's not built on like location numbers. It's entirely in words. So you're not able to say, you have levitation because you're suddenly way less or whatever like that. You can say it, but it is only ever a function of being understood and processed like Pontypool in other people's brains and said out loud at the table. You can't just say this does, XYZ points of weight encumbrance or something like that.
Right.
Any of the Oblivion spells where you could weigh people down with a touch or something.
Right. And with that, you, at 3rd level, when you get your power armor, get to choose your armor model.
Oh boy, we'll keep it rolling. Don't worry.
Shut up.
You can customize your power armor. When you do so, you choose either the Guardian or the Infiltrator model. It gives you special benefits when you wear it. Each model includes a special weapon. When you attack with it, it's basically like you're casting a spell. You use your intelligence modifier instead of your strength or dex for the attack and damage rolls. You can change its model whenever you finish a short or long rest, provided you have Smith's tools in hand.
Okay.
The look. So you can choose, if you have the Guardian, it has the following features. Thunder Gauntlets. Boom, boom. Your armored fists each count as simple melee weapon and deals 1d8 thunder damage on a hit. A creature hit by the gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you until the start of your next turn, as the armor magically emits a distracting pulse when it attacks someone else. You also get defensive field. You gain a bonus action that you can use on each of your turns to gain temporary hit points equal to your level in this class, replacing any temporary hit points you already have. You lose these temporary hit points if you take the armor off.
Cool. I like the defensive field.
Yeah, just always giving yourself a buffer, and then Thunder Gauntlets. It's like Compelled Duel, but better.
Yeah. That is my issue with it. The creature hit by the gauntlet has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you. That's basically like half of the reasons to play certain parts of like the Battle Master.
Yeah, or like a Paladin.
Or Ancestral Guardian Barbarian.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea is that like those have costs usually, whether it's like your rage or your superiority dice or whatever like that. With this, it's just always.
But also I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get why it's like, to me it should be disadvantaged on attacks against you.
Oh.
Well, I think it's because it's like
in the sense,
that's like a dodge action.
Sure, but in the sense that it's like you're creating like it's thunder damage, right? So we're assuming
Right,
that it's like a
shaky.
concussive force. Why is it at disadvantage on everything else but you?
Yeah.
I think that
the line of logic to me doesn't make sense.
like I get the intent of this is the guardian one, so like this is like your bulwark. I'm going in there and like I'm
the
first
center of
line of
attention.
defense. I'm the center of attention. I get it in that respect, but from like the flavor standpoint of what you're doing in combination, there it gets a little iffy.
I just feel like they should have cut the back half of that.
It magically
it should have just
emits.
been like you do extra damage, but also you gain temporary hit. Like the
Right.
temporary hit points thing is awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
And super cool, and it's like a shield or whatever. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't get the like.
The forced tank center of attention thing.
Yeah, I mean, like you're already doing extra damage. I don't know.
Even if you just, it could be as simple as like solving it as like, once per short rest or whatever, you can designate a creature or something. But if it's always on, then
again-
it nullifies, like you said, a
Yeah.
lot of the other
As
classes
written?
and things. Yeah.
Defensive field though, I dig it.
Defensive field is dope. Also, man, if you're like a level 20 artificer, every turn, 20 hit point buffer.
Can I make a side note real quick?
Please.
2 seconds.
Please.
Right?
I'm getting dragged back.
No. It's,
My feet
it's
are
seriously not.
sinking into the
Seriously not.
quicksand.
Here's what I'm going to say. The look we talked about earlier, right? Whenever you finish a short or long rest, provided you have Smith's tools in hand, you can change this armor. Okay? I like the thought, and I've said this before, of like you have to stick with your choices in the sense of like if I create this. Now, the thing that I think is cool about this class, this is maybe the only class that I think you should be able to do this with.
You can get away with that.
But I think it should be I create a new armor.
Yeah.
Right.
Why would it be the same
Right, like
materials?
I can only have one, right? But it may be like I need to buy another suit of armor.
Yeah.
And then craft it.
Yeah.
Now I can have this,
Yeah.
and my other armor becomes non-magical because I haven't been taking care of it.
Right. No, I think that, you have to stick with your choice. So, like, you can change it, but it requires making another suit of armor.
But short rest just seems
That's
ridiculous.
It doesn't seem to fit. Like I'm creating something.
Again,
but
it doesn't, yeah.
That's our problem.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, they aren't looking at it from a point of view of like I'm creating this.
It's
like
I am magic, and I'm infusing my magic into the items
Correct.
as they
versus
exist
what we're
in the
like.
Right.
The artificer's a crafter.
Modularity has never been my issue with like I think about the Warforged when I think about this, where you can like go in between different like armor sort
like
of
the
capacities.
hardwood.
I love
dark
that. Like
core.
That was a choice that you had to pick at the beginning.
I think there's like a different. You can the armor is there's the armor you can change.
Cool.
Like
Yeah.
your base
AC.
set of skills and stuff.
Basically
but
your
then there's different
AC.
amounts of
Yeah, but
Warforged is dope.
like that's always been cool because it's about items, like simple things outside of ourselves. But this is really determined not to have anything be outside the player character.
Yeah, it's all still in relation to the player character. Infiltrator. You can customize your armor for subtle undertakings. It has the following features. Lightning launcher, a
Sounds
gem-like node. It's very subtle. A very subtle gem-like node appears on one of your armored fists or on the chest, your choice. It's Iron Man.
It's Iron
It's
Man.
just Iron Man. It counts as a simple ranged weapon with
So
a normal
subtle.
range of 300. With a normal range of 90, long range of 300, deals 1d6 lightning damage on a hit.
God.
Once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with it, you can deal an extra 1d6 lightning damage. Pew pew. Your walking speed increases by 5 feet with powered steps.
I love my walking screed.
I'm a walking screed. Second skin.
Second skin, the armor's weight is negligible and it becomes form-fitting and wearable under clothing. This is my sassy armor.
So
if it normally imposes
character artwork done by some artist,
I'm like Zero
boobs
Suit
be
Samus
huge.
over here. If the armor normally imposes disadvantage on stealth checks, the power armor does not.
okay. So the previous page, you wear armor.
Yeah.
You find Krangus's armor shop and you put on the shittiest plate armor you can find.
I got some real shitty armor from Krangus, for sure.
You take a short rest.
Yes.
And then at the end of your short rest where you're hanging out in Krangus's shop and he's like, "What haven't you left, boy?"
You're like, cuz, guess what the fuck's up, Krangus?
Slang, and then like the crappy like rusted breastplate just slurps into your body like what is this supposed to look like? What is this supposed to be? Are we making it or not?
It's body paint.
It's just
No, it's body paint.
It's body paint armor.
Like it was a big shitty heavy plate from Krangus, but then now it's body paint.
Why have armor at all?
Because
if
it's
the
body
armor
paint.
doesn't matter, if you just why not just wear like
Everything's made up and the armor doesn't matter.
why not just give them an AC boost?
wear an armor wear
No armor.
a sheet
You
of
get magic
steel.
armor. It's not armor.
Put a shield on a necklace. Wear it around. What the fuck are we doing here?
What is armor? Like, anyhow.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Sorry.
It's form fitting. At 5th level, you get an extra attack. Pew pew.
I hate
Two
this.
lightnings.
I have problem. No, I don't have problem. I don't.
Very problematic.
I don't know why you would play a tank artificer, but whatever. Each their own.
Armor modifications at 9th level. You learn how to use your artificer infusions to specially modify the armor enhanced by your power armor feature. Now, I like this. The armor counts as separate items for the purposes of your infuse items feature.
Nice.
I like how this integrates with the core mechanics of the class.
Yes.
It gets divided into armor, the chest piece, boots, bracers, and a weapon. Each of those items can bear one of your infusions. In addition, the maximum number of items that you can infuse at once increases by 2, but those extra items must be part of your power armor.
It's cool. That's super cool.
I like that a lot.
Because
like
it's
that.
like you're crafting your armor.
Right.
Yeah.
As you get stronger and get to know your armor more, you get to Tony Stark Mark II your armor.
Tony Stark Mark II, yes.
Know it,
Tony
Mark
Stark
III,
Mark
Mark
II.
IV. Tony Tark. He's the man. He didn't die.
And now Ultron is the big bad of my D&D. 15th level perfected armor. It is perfect. Your power armor gains additional benefits based on its model. The Guardian, tinkering with your armor's energy system, leads you to discover a powerful pulling force. When a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to force the creature to succeed on a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or be pulled up to 30 feet toward you to an unoccupied space. If you pull the target to within 5 feet of you, you can make a melee weapon attack as you punch the fuck out of it with this reaction. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Calm down, Usador.
So I guess 5 times a day, you can pull somebody 30 feet towards you and punch them if they get real close.
Nice.
Can I?
I don't know about that as a capstone.
It's not impressive.
But can I throw so with as written, right?
Yeah.
I can see where this is capstone-y in the sense of like I can pull Big Boss
Right.
or people next to Big Boss. Like I can
Get
pull
over
things,
here.
right? I can hit them, and then for that turn, they're gonna have disadvantage if they want to get anything else but me.
That's true.
Right? Like
This is true.
In combination, this is like making this better.
Yeah, it makes that feature better.
I do want to observe the first sentence. Tinkering with your armor's energy system leads you to discover a powerful pulling force.
This is,
What the fuck is that sentence?
the thing is that it sounds like nonsense.
Jonah, I just need you to know how powerful this pulling force is.
I've got a powerful pulling
Well, it comes from your jack-off crystal.
Your
Jo crystal, which is embedded in my chest now.
It is embedded in your chest.
My
It's a
Jo crystal is
powerful
embedded in my
yanking.
chest.
Just a grabbing.
I'm glad I graduated from artificer school with my Jo crystal that has now become part of me.
What school did you graduate from?
The one.
Dumb magical academy that makes no sense.
The one. It's the Asian one that J.K. Rowling was like, that exists, I guess.
What?
Oh no, I was being actually mean, but
The one that's called like Wizard School?
Yeah, but just in Chinese.
Ah.
Harry Potter is actually cool.
But grammatically incorrect.
Infiltrator?
The infiltrator.
Corona.
Oh no. Oh no.
Corona warts.
I'm not helping you.
I'm trying my best here.
No, I'm not going to help you.
I'm looking at Joe.
I'm quarantining you.
Okay, cool.
Did you know that quarantine came from the Italian for 40 days?
Because you were isolated for 40 days?
On ships coming into harbor that were suspected of coming from plague-ridden cities, you would have to wait for 40 days on your ship in harbor before they let you off and took your goods.
This sounds like Joe's writing something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Although, maybe
Really cool.
maybe I'll steer away from plagues for the time being.
That's fair. Infiltrator, any creature that takes lightning damage from your lightning launcher, glimmers with light until the start of your next turn. The glimmering creature sets dim light in a 5-foot radius. The next attack roll against it by a creature other than you has advantage. If that attack hits, it deals an extra 1d6 lightning damage. So I guess, it doesn't cost you anything. It's just any creature that takes lightning. So like you get two goes of it.
Yeah.
If you hit multiple creatures, that's multiple ones that your friends have advantage against. And it's a small amount of extra lightning damage. It's really just like a glorified way to give your friends advantage on a hit.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's nice teamwork, I
feel
guess,
like
but
it's more about the advantage than the actual
there's so
damage
many
aspect.
ways to get advantage,
But
though.
also-
That's
You
also
could just use the help option.
very true.
But also, Capstone.
Capstone.
This is essentially, oh my god.
This is like at mid-level, mid-tier. Okay, cool.
This is the what is the mastermind rogue?
Oh, yeah.
It is virtually indistinguishable, except you can do it with also 1d6 damage on the next turn.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost your bonus action.
But it's like the same thing.
Because all the mastermind's like idea is at third level is that you get to give your friend advantage on a roll. Or I guess one attack, all attacks.
I think probably just one.
Just one,
Because
I think.
if it was all, that would
That'd be pretty insane.
bonkers.
But and like I just don't understand how this could possibly be within like the idea of I'm a tinker or
That's my problem with it.
It doesn't
But
feel
it's my problem with
tinkery.
the whole thing.
you're
Right,
just
like fundamentally, I just like disagree with the design of
yeah.
like at its core that it's you're magic and you're making armor magic. Like make it a cool crafting thing.
Yeah.
Like you can now have 2 power armors.
The promise of
Like you
Tony
can
Stark.
have both
Yeah.
of them, and you can switch them out on a short rest. That's a cool fucking capstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Like-
completely expands your whole deal if that's the case.
Yeah.
Correct.
The whole cool thing about
We
Tony
shot
Stark
low too early.
is not that he has one armor.
He's got a
And
bunch of them.
It helps him punch good. It's that he's an inventor and can create whatever
New
he
things.
wants.
He's got the big strong one, but he's also got his form-fitting,
Yeah.
skin tight.
Give me a Jarvis. Give me some sort of AI, artificial,
A Jarvis
magical
would've been a
intelligence.
really cool thing.
Oh,
to, like,
shit.
Have at level
And
1,
then
like
you can
3.
justify anything.
Well, because you could
like
do that at level
defensive
3, and then your
maneuvers.
capstone could be like different armors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that said, there's stuff that I like about this one. There's issues that, obviously it seems like we have with sort of the core of the class being that it's not as much of just creating the magical items, but it's, your innate magic is still enhancing the things that you have on your person or that your party's using or whatever. But the idea of it, like there's some good stuff there, and I think that with some refining could be really solid. But also, that's just what unearthed arcana is. It's stuff that's, to be refined.
You're so positive, huh?
Yeah. Like to be positive.
Just gonna let that black slurry that pumps through my veins propel me through life. Let's go.
Who's next?
Artificer infusions.
Oh, shit, you're right. I've got more.
Open that phone back up. You're
Damn.
not done.
Hot diggity damn. I thought that was it, but it's not. All right, let's slurp back in here. When you choose your artificer infusions, you have
for sure.
the armor of magical strength.
Good radio.
Prerequisite 10th level artificer item a suit of armor requires attunement. While wearing this armor, a creature can use its intelligence modifier in place of its strength modifier when making strength checks and saves. Armor has 4 charges. As a reaction, when it would be knocked prone, the wearer can expend 1 charge to not be knocked prone. It regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn. It's very specific. And also, I don't think that you would take that one if you were an armorer,
right?
Because you already are replacing your strength with your intelligence. And it's not worth taking an infusion to just not get knocked prone a few times a day. So that's weird.
Unless all your DM is sending you as dragons.
Right. And I mean, I guess if that's the case, then, you've probably got bigger problems.
Can I also just say that I really enjoy the artificer class, that they level up similar to a warlock?
Yeah.
Makes my heart happy.
With that sort of way of casting and things like that. I know now.
Just like the options.
Yeah, just the options that you get to really customize your class more. Yeah. The armor of tools, where as an action, a creature wearing this infused armor can integrate it into artisans' tools or other thieves' tools. The tools remain integrated in the armor for 8 hours or until the wearer removes the tools as an action. They can only have 1 tool at a time. Wearer can add intelligence modifier to any ability checks it makes with the tools. The wearer must have a hand free to use the tool. I just don't know that I'd pick it.
Yeah. Like, there's other ways to get tool proficiencies.
And also, like, somebody else probably already has the tool proficiencies in a lot of the cases.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I just want to give everybody a free feat, because then you'll be able to actually do some of the cool, weird shit in there that's completely suboptimal. Like, I want a character to be able to take linguist if they want to, but not at the, expense of dying.
Being able to hit good.
Yeah.
Can I throw this out there?
Please.
I think that a lot of the stuff with D&D Beyond right now, not D&D Beyond, but Wizards of the Coast and Unearthed Arcana, is aimed at parties with 2 people and a DM.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of it is like...
You mean like this table right here?
Correct, but it's like, how can you expand what you can do to do what like 4 or 5 different characters could do?
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to like what I think what the game was built on...
It's like a party of 4.
Right, like, is like... Here's 6 people
right.
that can all do different things.
Yeah. And just realistically, like, it's much easier for a group of 3 people to get together than a group of like 7.
Correct.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like, so like, I understand why they do some of that stuff. Like with like, oh, you can get extra tool proficiencies and like you can kind of be like this class wizards. You can be barbarians now. Like, I'll never let it go. But like. That's up to a DM then.
Yeah, to help
like,
the players.
I have a party of 3 wizards.
Yeah.
Let's make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of puzzles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or I can talk to one of them and be like, hey, would anybody be considering playing not a wizard?
Right.
Like,
I would love to DM for a group of wizards, though.
Homie, let's do it.
Hey, have 6 barbarians. What are you going to do? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. You'll get the first 5, but the last one's going to wreck shop.
dominate person. Dominate multiple persons.
Mindless rage.
Ha 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 ha. Shit.
Rip in peace.
Flight. Ha ha!
Levitate.
Oh shit, he's
Another 20 feet up. Another 20 feet up. Another 20 feet up.
Devin! No! Devin, get down here.
Oh, God.
I just went flat on myself. Fly out of the range of a javelin.
Right.
And then just sit up there and go firebolt, 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 firebolt. They're all dead.
I like Helm of Awareness.
Helm of Awareness. While wearing this,
Except you're just a 7th level barbarian.
A creature has advantage on initiative rolls, and you can't be surprised if you're not incapacitated. You have to be 10th level to do this, and you have to have a attuned helmet. But yeah.
It's like a thing that somebody would make to help them.
It makes sense that it's like, this helmet makes me better at not getting surprised.
I just hate that it already exists.
Right. Is that it's repurposing another,
always feels
another
lazy
thing that
to
already.
me.
Yeah.
When it's like literally it's copy paste except for if you take a rage as the first part of your turn.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing that's missing from this.
Right.
From a 7th level barb.
Yeah. Then there's not the pencil sharpener, but the mind sharpener, which requires a suit of armor or robes. The infused item can send a jolt to the wearer to refocus their mind. While wearing this infused item, whenever the creature fails a con save to maintain concentration on a spell, it can use its reaction to succeed instead. I mean, like, that's very strong, and it makes sense that it's something that somebody would make. It's very interesting that there's no level prerequisite.
Yeah,
it's very interesting that there is 0 level prerequisite.
You'd have to be hit twice to even come close to, like, having a chance of failing your con save.
Well, yeah, because you would have to, like, do it the first time, use your reaction, and then, like...
Oh, it is a reaction.
Yeah, it costs your reaction, so there's that. But still, like, it's your reaction to do it for free. Yeah.
I find that totally fine in the sense of, like, you're probably usually going to get hit more than once a turn.
Right.
So, like, if like, depending.
Yeah.
If you're the guardian.
Getting hit as a wizard.
Yeah.
This feels like not, I'm a guardian.
Are
I mean,
these...
like, it could be very useful as a guardian in the sense of, like, I want to have spells up while I melee.
Right.
But, like,
I'm hasting or slowing
again,
or
if you're
whatever,
getting
and I'm
hit
in the
multiple
mix.
Times,
Now, these infusions, they can be given to other people, right?
I believe, if I remember correctly, that some infused items can be given to party members and stuff. It's just that the power armor specifically is the one where it's like, this just for you.
bonkers to give that to a wizard.
I love the idea that there's just like
Or
a little
druid.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All
that
of
armor-
the summoned creatures forever.
Well, no, that armor would go with him into animal form.
Oh.
Right, so that's like a never fail.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You mix that with like Warcaster as a druid, and you're never going to drop concentration.
Your spells
Hit twice,
exist
have
forever.
Unless you're
Yeah.
fighting a dragon that's like meteor.
Right.
And
Right.
you're like, oh, cool. I took 120 damage.
Cool. Love that. Love that. There's also the spell refueling ring, 6th level prerequisite. While wearing this ring, the creature can recover 1 expended spell slot as an action. Maximum level of the recovered slot is equal to the number of magic items the wearer is currently attuned to. Once used, the ring can't be used again until the next dawn. I love that.
It's a cool item.
That feels unique. And it makes sense that it's like, this is something that an artificer would have.
Yeah.
Because also, like, if you can, if you've got a shitload of items attuned to yourself,
Yeah.
then, like, that's really
You
good.
can have a 5th level spell show up.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, that's pretty clutch. It feels like unique. I can't think of any other item that has that specific sort of mechanic. Like, obviously there's like spell slot rings and stuff, but this specific mechanic,
Well, no,
I dig that.
and I like that it's a new mechanic.
Yeah, it's artificer specific, and I dig that. I like it.
It also
And
feels like
that
it's built for an artificer. Because like my
Right.
big problem, I know I fight for like teamwork a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
But my big problem with the artificer is like the idea of getting bullied into giving everything away that makes your class your class.
right.
Yeah.
Right?
That
Like,
makes sense.
I'm gonna play like it's the same way I feel about like poor like healers.
Well,
Where
how it's like, you
I'm
have
playing
to
the
heal
healer,
me.
and then literally everyone at the table is like, I'm looking bad, heal me. And
You're-
you're like,
yeah.
okay, cool. Let
This
me
is
make
my one
choice. You know what I
job.
mean, like,
Yeah.
like, but you don't know what I'm planning. I might already be planning to heal you. But
Right.
now you've just made me not want to heal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And so like, it makes me happy that there are things that are like, this is for the artificer, right? Like, you're gonna be able to get the most out. You could give this to someone else, and it would still like.
They might get a
They're
second
gonna
level
get a
slot
third
out of it,
level
maybe.
at max, right? 3rd level spell slot out of it. If they've got 3 magic items attuned, rock on. Yeah. But like the person that's gonna get the most out of it.
But
is
also,
gonna
this
be,
requires attunement, so that's another one.
right.
But yeah, but the person who's going to get the most mileage out of it is the artificer, so I like that. And that, for real this time,
Is the end.
that's the actual end of the artificer stuff. But yeah, lots of interesting things to break down there. So there you go. All right, I'm going to not talk nearly as much now.
Speaking of breaking down,
Bum, bum, bum.
The druid. Hey everybody, I'm gonna be talking about the Circle of Stars druid. Weirdly enough, I don't hate this one.
Yes! We've done it!
You're not part of Wizards of the Coast.
You're
You're not riding
found
on
one.
I like many. Brute Fighter. We talked about it in like the first episode, second episode. Like. So here's the thing. When I say I like any Earth Arcana, the problem is like, it's still riddled with diseases.
Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to this episode of Talkin' Shop. We've got a couple more Talkin' Shop episodes in the tank, and then we're going to be back at it with some more actual play goodness. Stay tuned for more details because we have got some great stuff coming up very soon. If you're a fan of the Quest Company, please do us a favor and go to our page on the Apple Podcasts app or wherever you listen to your podcasts and leave us a rating and review. It is a huge help to us, and we read every review that comes in. And if you really love what we do here at the Quest Company and you would like to take the next step in supporting us, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. For as little as $2 a month, you can help us with necessary expenses, help us continue to improve the quality of the show, and get access to exclusive content and other cool patron rewards. If you want to give us that support, you could do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. We also have a link to the Patreon on our website, questcompanypodcast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you could do so directly through the Connect page on our website or by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at The Quest Company. You can also come hang out with us in our Discord. If you need links to any of those things, go check out our website. It's all there. I'd like to thank Joe Lightus for editing this episode, along with all the artists whose music is featured in it. Thank you to Doug Maxwell for the song Swing Bada Bing. Thank you to Scott Holmes for the song Follow Your Dreams. And thank you to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient sounds. Additional sound design by Slappy, Deraj, and TMOS Sound. That's all for me, so let's get back and wrap up this conversation. Maybe we'll find out why this episode is named Talkin' Shaq and not Biscuit Meniscus. Or maybe we won't, and there's no good reason at all for that. Only one way to find out. Thanks for listening to Talkin' Shop here at the Quest Company.
I like the Iron Man artificer. It's still riddled with diseases that I'm surprised made it to the launch of a thing.
Right. To this
is my
stage
struggle.
of the game.
And I get that it's like, here's playtest material, but give us like playtest material that's like ready to go.
Yeah.
That is thought through. Anywho, I'm not going to read this bullshit. In ancient lineage, the circle of stars allows druids to blah, blah, blah.
You're an astrology
whatever.
girl.
No,
Yes,
give it to me.
which is cool.
Great.
Like, rock on.
Fuck yeah.
You like stars. Awesome.
Into
That
it.
gives your DM something really cool to make in your world, which is like, what constellations exist in my world?
Yeah, there's some opportunities for cool lore
There's some
stuff there.
really cool shit that could
Stone
happen.
circles, pyramids,
Hell
underground temples.
Second level, when you choose this, remind everybody, and this is my problem with any subclass for the druid, it has to be able to compete with Circle of the Moon.
Correct.
It does not. Spoiler.
Fair.
Star map, second level.
Very few,
right?
if any, do.
You've created a star map as part of your study of the heavens. Awesome. This map is a tiny object and can serve as a spellcasting focus for your druid. I kind of don't get how that works, but
Right.
but rock on, whatever.
Well, astrolabe.
You could come up with it. You decide what form the object takes, blah, blah, blah. Star map, we talk about it a little bit. We give you some options,
Jack off
whatever.
crystal.
Here's some things.
Yeah, the J.O. Crystal,
If
number
you
5.
lose your map, you can spend an hour making it again. With your map, right? You can cast Augury and Guiding Bolt without expending spell slot.
and without preparing.
And without preparing a spell, which is really cool for druids, right? Provided that you use the star map as the spellcasting focus. You can cast a spell from the map in this way a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. Interesting choice, right? Because that means if your wisdom modifier is +5,
You get 5 a day.
5 guiding bolts is nothing to sneeze at, especially at level 2.
Yeah, level
Right?
2, yeah.
That's if you can manage 20 at level 2, but still 4 guiding bolts at level 2
It's still nothing to sneeze at.
is still a dangerous caster.
Oh, yeah.
But the scaling,
Is going to be shit.
yeah.
Also, second level, your starry form. You know how I love forms.
I am ascending.
You gain
once
the ability to
more.
harness constellations' power to alter your form. As an action, you can expend a use of your wild shape. Awesome. Let's create
More
ways to
uses.
use wild shape
Yep.
for people that aren't moon druids.
It's like
get it.
Yeah, it's like we talked about with like the one that's got like the little fire dog or where you can have a familiar and all that
Yes.
stuff. Cool stuff. It's not just you turning into an animal. I love it. I love it.
While you're in your starry form, you retain your game statistics, but your body takes a luminous star-like quality. Your joints glimmer like stars,
I begin
and
to
glowing
ascend.
lines connect them. You look like our fictitious designs of constellations. I don't get this one.
I don't understand that at all.
Like, just make him like an amorphous blob of star. I thought you said you were going to talk less, Jonah.
I lied.
I'm just kidding.
I lied. I'm a liar.
Blah blah blah. You shed bright light 10 fucking feet. The dim light an additional 10 feet, and it lasts for 10 minutes. Or if you're killed, whenever you assume starry form, choose which of the following. Yep, you get to choose the chalice. These, I guess, you could also homebrew new ones with your DM.
Yeah,
or new names at least. The chalice, a constellation of life-giving goblet, appears on you. Cool. Whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus half your level in this class. Cool.
I dig that.
Creating
cool.
a different support class.
I
That's
like
not
that.
Not just cleric. Archer, the constellation of an archer. Blah blah blah. Did you see a creature you can see within 60 feet of you? Wait, when you hit
No, it's a bonus action that you can make this attack with.
you gain a bonus action. Thank you. That you can use to make a ranged spell attack hurling a luminous arrow that targets a creature that you can see within 60 feet of you. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
So like a good-ass bonus action attack
Right.
that you get for free while you're in that form.
Unfortunately, that doesn't scale.
Correct.
Right. It is nice, though, that you can cast a spell and attack, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can cast Cure Wounds.
And still do some damage
And
with
still
your
do
bonus
something.
attack.
Right.
Dragon, a constellation of a wise ancient dragon, appears on you when you make an intelligence or wisdom check or constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell. You can treat a roll of 9 or lower on a d20 as a 10. There's nothing else
shit.
to use.
Oh shit, dude.
Again,
damn,
that
dude.
literally
Shit.
just
Amazing.
wiped the floor with
Every
the
other.
either two.
Yeah.
Shit.
In the sense that I might use the other two at lower levels.
For sure.
But like later on,
No point. Literally no point.
Except
when I
in-
can be like, oh, what is this a perception check? I win.
My God.
Is this
damn.
an intelligence check? I
win.
Like, I'm now incredible at Arcana.
Yeah, it's like a skill druid.
Boom.
well, it's like
Not
your
incredible. I'm at least 11.
everything that you do, like as far as like a perception check or whatever. It's like, okay, so it's just my passive just is my bare minimum for anything now.
Right. But like also like that also nullifies the shit that nature is an intelligence for a druid.
That's
right?
true.
Which
It helps you roll a little bit better on
Yeah,
nature.
your average is gonna go up.
never understood that.
But shit, yeah, man. Yeah,
But again,
man.
it's-
Later levels, that's the
problem is
one, dude.
the other two needed to
Scale better or
like scale
sure.
up a little bit or like do a little bit. I mean, the healing one does scale because it's a level,
that's true.
right? So like eventually you're gonna be doing a D8 plus
Plus 10 because it's
Plus
1d8
10,
plus
right.
half your level.
that level 20. Like I think it should probably be your level because when we really look at healing, it's negligible.
Right. In
Like,
combat healing, yeah.
It's like here's a D4 of health, and then the creature does like 20 damage. You're
It's
like, well,
it's
fuck
really
off.
there to keep you from just straight up dying. If you're like mid health, it's like you can fucking wait. But like instead of a wise ancient dragon, can it just be like a young dumb shit dragon? Can be the Caden Aiden of dragons.
Oh my God.
I mean,
The influencer dragon,
sure.
The
yeah.
influence.
YouTube star.
Chad dragon.
So anyway, that's your second level.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool, especially for second level. If you're
Yeah.
playing a second level one-off, this class is cool.
Options
Yeah,
are cool as
I
fuck.
dig it.
Cosmic Omen, 6th level. You learn to use your star map to divine the will of the cosmos. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can consult your star map for omens. When you do so, roll a d6. You gain one of the following possible omens based on whether you rolled an even number or an odd number on d6. I love that mechanic.
I'm into it.
I love that this is a gambling class.
I like it.
Is it wheel and woe?
Yeah,
Whale
wheel and woe. Wheel
It's
and woe.
Yeah, cool. Whatever. Even wheel. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll or saving throw or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and add the number to the roll
yeah.
roll's total.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, you're a bard somehow.
Awesome. I mean, you're a low level bard.
It's a
I hate that
cosmic
it's a D6,
omen.
but it's fine. Whoa. Odd numbers. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, a saving throw or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and subtract it. You basically get a modified Bane.
Bane.
Bless.
I love this.
Right.
That's not a spell.
The only thing I hate about it,
Uh-huh.
is that, like, again, you're competing with Circle of the Moon. So these things need to, like,
Be on that level.
punches to some extent.
I would say I think the roles are different enough for these two subclasses in that this is like the thing about woe is you could literally make the hold person pop off. Or
That's
like
true.
The clutch like
Yes.
Gaius or something.
I was dumb. I was thinking
And didn't look at the very
about-
last bit?
No.
Because also you can use that a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier per day. Is that what you're saying? Or you got
I
something
missed
else?
that, and I was like, oh yeah, you don't have any. I thought it was this. I hate that you can like. So like I can do this 5 times a day, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I can make sure that like I can
The clutch.
maybe, but the problem is you're using a reaction.
Does
I
that
mean,
matter?
You can you can do it on one thing, but again, it's a D6, right? So it's all a gamble.
Oh,
I
for
totally
sure.
see what you're saying.
Oh.
Like for me, right, the whole thing is a gamble because I may not get woe for that day.
For that day, but
I like-
you know ahead of time that
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
you roll at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Right, but I also don't know what the D6 is going to do.
For sure.
Right, like I might burn it and then burn my whole person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it is good. It's good. I like it.
So then I guess what it would be you cast hold person, whatever. Would it be that
It makes the save.
like,
I use my reaction. To
Yeah, that's what
That
it
would be
seems to
the-
be. Yeah,
the events.
the logical sequence of events there. I like that it could change what you sort of do in the party
Yeah.
or in a battle on any given day. You know, if it's a wheel day or a woe day, you're either buffing or debuffing.
I find that really
cool.
nice.
I'm into that.
The thing that I struggle with, which is what I was originally going to say, and then I was like, wait, there's more, and then I was like, no, there's not. Is whenever a creature, right? Is that a creature tag or are we saying like anything?
I think it's like like are you saying
Versus
like what
like
about
humanoid.
constructs? Oh no. I think it's
Or
like
constructs.
a creature is like any sort of living thing.
Any
that
mob.
you're-
Do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not just like a
Beast.
beast.
I was
It's
thinking
not.
of
It's not a
beast.
beast.
Yes.
My beast.
It's not a
Yeah.
beast.
Cool.
It's anybody.
Awesome.
The troll, fuck him.
10th level, full of stars.
form.
While your starry form
glowing.
While your starry form feature is active, you become partially incorporeal, giving you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Thought form part 2.
We just go back and listen to Grab Bag next, or it wouldn't be Grab Bag. It would be Psionics.
Yeah, the psionic before grab bag. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
There are things I hate about this, but I will give this one a but.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, an Andrew butt.
Druids function different than wizards
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that, especially if you don't use beast forms as your main mode of transportation because you're not a moon druid, right? Again, we're
Right.
trying to compete with moon druid,
So this is different.
right?
I'm not an incorporeal bear.
You have no spells as a druid that are like, I'm a sniper. It doesn't exist. You're mid-range to close range
Yeah.
the whole life unless you're just changing how the battlefield looks.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Which
you're
is
not
totally
sniping.
viable too, right? But if you're healing people, I totally am down for giving clerics some resistances. Like there are things that this class functionally does that I'm cool with being like, yeah, you know what? How many times can we use starry form? Is it once a day or is it a wisdom thing?
Sorry for well, it's just you use a wild shape, so it's however many wild
shape.
shapes you have. So
Two.
What? Yeah.
right?
Is that 2 per short
So
rest?
2.
You have 2 until level 20.
Right.
Is it 2 per short rest? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, like,
Yeah.
That's not spammable at all.
it's not
No.
super spammable other than the short rest part of it, which
Right.
I think druids are always
Yeah.
guilty of trying to spam short rest.
For sure.
Yeah.
Same sense.
But like any short rest
warlocks are.
classes, yeah,
Correct.
it's like I want my shit back.
I want to help. But I don't mind it because you're not functioning in the same way as a wizard. I hate that it's so simple.
Yeah.
I would love like something more imaginative for
Right.
sure, but I don't mind it as much for a druid as I do for a wizard.
Yeah.
It would almost make more sense to me if it like just simply because it's like a druid or whatever, if they had like resistance to elemental damage.
That makes more sense to me
Yeah.
than like
Yeah.
I'm resistant to like the same thing that barbarians are.
Yeah.
Like I think it would be interesting to give them different resistances.
Yeah, like resistances, but different ones.
I think the reason they went with these is because it's the most common.
Most used.
right.
Right? But like fire, right? If you gave me like resistance to like If you let me choose.
Like, depending on what my, like, constellation thing is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the dragon, I'm resistant to fire. If I'm the
Fire and
chalice,
piercing.
then I'm resistant to, cold or whatever.
Yeah. If you gave them two things and they got to pick between it, that to me would be far more interesting than just like you're raging.
Yeah.
But you can still cast it.
If it was like one of the super common ones and one like elemental thing.
All that said, I like it much better on a druid than I do for a wizard.
For sure.
Thought form part 2 lives on.
No, it doesn't.
It lives
It's
on.
not thought form.
I have ascended.
I will kill you. This is not even part
I
of the
went to
podcast
brain
anymore. This is real.
college.
Ah, shit, y'all. We fell out of the podcast.
Starflare, level 14. Your capstone, don't forget, your capstone.
14th level.
Your connection to the cosmos allows you to conjure brilliant starlight.
Yes.
As an action, conjure a burst of light in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you can see within 120 feet of you. You can immediately teleport each willing creature in the sphere to an unoccupied space within 30 feet of it. Each creature remaining in the sphere must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC or take 4d10 radiant damage and be blinded until the end of your next turn. Once you have used this action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or until you expend a spell slot of 5th level or higher to use it again. I don't think it does enough
No.
to be a capstone.
No.
I think the thing that they're competing with,
Is a fireball from a wizard who's got spell shaping or something.
right. What I find more interesting about this than spell shaping, though, is I can teleport them.
Right. It's not
Right.
just that it doesn't
So
hurt
I
them, it's
can-
that you can move them.
I
Warp
can
them.
use this to save someone
Yeah.
and blind. This to me is like a flashbang and we run.
It's
Right.
interesting.
Right?
Yeah, it's
It
a
has
get out of
interesting
dodge.
use. I don't think it's a capstone.
No.
I would prefer this in the last level slot and something completely different in this one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you did your final form and your resistances in this one, that makes more sense because at least it's level 14.
Right.
But like
It doesn't feel super capstone-y.
the thing that I think they suffer from is that they have subclass capstones on different levels across all the classes.
Right, so you have to
think
even those
about
out.
like, okay, the druid capstone is at 14.
It's not like the
versus the paladin, which is at level 20, right?
Yeah.
So like, whatever.
Power
I
levels.
feel like capstones for subclasses should almost grow in level if they needed to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because this, at level 14, this is fucking awesome.
But it's the last thing that you get from your subclass.
As this, right?
A little underwhelming.
Like if it grew by the time you got to level 20 and it did like more damage and I
Yeah.
could teleport people farther away, cool.
Yeah, if you get like an extra D10 for every other level after that or every level after that, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be, like something where it's like it's still good by the time you hit that final tier. Yeah.
The last sentence is really cool, I think. The idea of a recharging feature based on what spell slots you cast.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like its own class.
It's a really cool thought.
Yeah.
I
To
like
me,
that
it
it's-
sounds like something that sorcerers
I
should be
agree.
able to do.
yeah.
Like I get
how
like
sorcerers should be functioning.
some backsplash from whatever the magic is that I used
I'm
to cast that
using.
last one, which recharges.
Although
you
I
know.
think
Well,
from
no,
the
it's
language-
you expend a 5th level slot to be able to do that. It's not when you cast a 5th level slot, you also get that.
Never mind.
But yes, I do
That
like
is a
what
cool
you were
idea,
saying.
though.
What you're saying though, yeah.
As like a recycle
I think
wizard.
exactly waste not want not. I think the wild magic
Right, well,
sorcerers
so a
get their stroke of luck when they spend something.
A certain spell
They
or
function
something or
that
other.
way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
whenever you cast something of a certain level.
Wait,
Yeah.
a recycle wizard, so you mean a druid? Compost.
Sure. What I really meant was a recycle wizard and
I
a
know.
recycle sorcerer, because that would be a cool fucking class.
True.
That's it for the druid. I like it. I think it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think it has things. My problem is I'd play a moon druid.
Right.
You'd
At
still,
the end of the
you'd still
day,
play a moon druid.
I look at this and I go, there's no character that I can conceivably come up with that I'm not like, I'll just like
like
make a-
stars.
I'll make a hermit druid that likes stars and still be a moon druid.
Right.
Literally a character I created.
Yeah.
Like,
I say, oh yeah, so
Yeah.
the one from the campaign.
Yeah.
Right, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like they're trying to fill in gaps of flavor,
And not roll.
and we're already doing that.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
they need to be creating different like roles or functionality,
Yeah.
or like,
Now, if it's flavor that has attractive mechanics attached to it, that's different.
sure, like if it's fun,
I love
new
a gimmick.
mechanics.
Yeah, give me like a weird dice rolling
But that's
gimmick.
my thing. a lot of the unearthed arcana is not new mechanics.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
a lot of
copy
cycle
and
ones.
paste.
Yes.
How can I give this class a rage? How can
Yeah.
I give the wizards a rage? Fuck off. The wizards don't need a rage.
Yeah.
They never needed a rage. They don't deserve a rage. They can bend reality.
Oh no, my feet. We're sinking.
Oh no.
We're
Oh, no.
sinking into the sand.
Hey y'all, it's not sinking sand. It's the corner of the room. And if you cross your eyes, you get pulled in to the deep dark abyss that is my rage corner.
Well, I'm going to wander on out of that corner because we're going to be talking about the Ranger subclass,
What
the
a
Fey
segue.
Wanderer.
Sauntering away from that corner.
Segueing, like Paul
Wandering
Blart,
away.
Wandering.
into the land of Fey.
That's what made it a good segue.
Wandering.
You guard the border between the Feywild and the material plane, unless you don't, and we just wrote this for no reason. I love those things that are like, here's this cool thing that definitely happened, and then characters are like, I smoke weed and do a backflip off a horse.
You're a level 1 character. You guard the ley lines of the Fey reality. No, I don't.
No, I fucking don't.
I'm a farmer with a sword. The fuck?
Preventing dangerous
I have a
Fey
bow.
from damaging the material plane.
I have a bow and I smoke pot. I'm a ranger.
Boomerang.
Your experience with both
They
domains
rhyme.
makes you an exceptional negotiator between inhabitants of these worlds, as you understand both humanoid mindsets and the wiles of the Fey courts. There's a special place in my heart recently for Fey stuff and
Oh, hell yeah.
like fairies and like specifically the old school like Aesop's fables, like evil fairy, like the ones that are
yeah.
just kind of incomprehensible to us.
Oh, yeah.
There's a series on Netflix called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which is about 60% of an amazing series. The ending fucking sucks. But the way that they handle like a fairy lord, the way that they have like Fae in that world is really fucking cool and weird and vicious. And one of the things
That's gotta have
that
teeth.
people can't really deal with is that the laws don't make sense by our standards. So like doing something as simple as eating a walnut could be like
Super offensive?
signing a contract
Oh,
of like
okay.
selling your soul or something like that. So with all that in mind, the first thing you get, Fey Wanderers possess a preternatural blessing from a Fey ally or a place of Fey power. Choose your blessing from the Feywild Gifts table or determine it randomly. Stuff like illusory butterflies flutter around you when you rest, seasonal flowers sprout from your hair, you faintly smell of cinnamon, lavender, nutmeg, delicate horns or antlers sprout from your head, shadows dances around skin, da-da-da. This doesn't quite seem...
Delicate.
Your shadow
You're Peter
dances
Pan.
while
You're
no one
Peter
is looking
Pan.
at Peter Pan.
You're Peter Pan,
I
man.
drag little children away from their families to my lost island and kill them.
You're Peter Pan.
the original Peter Pan.
Your skin and hair change color to match the season at each dawn, which is a weird way to say that. So already it seems like we're going in more like a Disney kind of direction than like fays are
toothy,
capricious,
nasty fae, yeah.
weird things. And third level, Fey Wanderer magic. You learn an additional spell when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the Fey Wanderer spell tables. It counts as a ranger spell, doesn't count against the number of spells you know.
Thank you.
Yep, get some
Side
class
note,
spells.
Hold up. That whole front thing was at 3rd level?
Yeah, I mean, this
Your
is...
Feywild Gifts is part of your 3rd what?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh, I guess so.
Well, yeah, you just choose one that's like, okay, I've chosen my subclass, and now I am the butterfly
So
boy.
you have 2 levels of no butterflies.
Yeah, but like... like, that's such a shit thing to be part of your 3rd level up. Is like...
To be fair, there's 2 more things after Fey Wanderer magic for 3rd level.
Well, I would ask a DM if I could just have those at like level 1.
Because you know that you're going that direction. You're like,
Yes.
I'm going to be a 3rd level. Like, at 3rd level, I'm going to take this subclass. So can I, like,
That
can I
feels
just...
so strange to
Yeah.
be like, here's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me be Bambi from the get-go.
And
don't
again-
make me have horns sprout out of my face.
This seems to me
Later.
to be like a cool thing, like a Paladin's Awakening. Like if your DM is present for that fucking rules.
Yeah.
You choose your oath, you choose your fae, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to like a warlock where you kind of have your patron from the get-go.
Yeah.
There's a chance you're not going to see.
There's a story
how.
moment.
Yeah.
There's a story moment available to you. Yeah.
And
I
in
dig that.
the right hands, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cunning. Oh, so for the Fey Wanderer spells, 3rd, 5th, 9th, 13th, and 17th are Charm Person, Misty Step, Dispel Magic, Banishment, and Mislead.
Those all feel very Fey to me.
Very
those
Fey.
all feel very thematically appropriate.
And useful.
Yeah.
Like those are all spells that I would choose.
Yeah.
Misty step. Misty step. one of the best spells
It's
in the
amazing.
entire game.
It's so good. Cunning Will, 3rd level Fey Wanderer. Your experience with the Fey has guarded your mind and sharpened your tongue. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. In addition, you gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice: deception, performance, or persuasion. I don't really mind this. Aren't there already sub-races and stuff that give you advantage versus charmed and frightened? I think that's
I
no.
mean, like if you're like a half elf, you just have. I think just elves in general have that.
I know they have sleep and stuff.
Elves are sleep. I don't
Yeah.
think they're frightened. It's all magic throws.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
think it's the same as elves. I think it's just you can't be charmed and you can't
Right.
be put to sleep.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay, sleep and charmed. That was what
Yeah.
I was like. There's something with charmed.
But
Fear is one of the almost nothing is immune to.
No,
Right.
It's
Undead
specifically
and
charmed that I
constructs.
was thinking
Correct.
of.
Yeah.
Like almost nothing that players are gonna play.
Yeah.
exactly.
Fey ancestry, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. So you would be, if you were already like a half elf or whatever, which you very well might be if you're playing this. Then you just get the Eladrin.
That's what it's built for.
Yeah. I mean, straight up.
But
well, I was at half elf because also +2 cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
So I don't really mind this. It seems interesting that they're not really staying in the ranger lane with like wisdom stuff. It's instead deception, performance, or persuasion.
Yeah, it's
It feels Fey to
charisma.
me in the sense of
Yeah.
like it feels like it's set up to bargain.
It's
I
cool.
think it should be expertise
It's
rather
not
than-
enough for proficiency.
because they've started to go away from.
You don't have cha.
like just like it's proficient. Like
Uh-huh.
you're not gonna Cha's not gonna be necessarily your thing.
Yeah.
in
Yes,
this class.
so
So you
it
need
should be
something
more
else.
Even if you play half elf and you get a +2 there,
You're still
right,
probably
like,
never going to go above like a 14.
For
You're
sure.
also not the face as a ranger, probably. So like it would be nice to be like, you're an option for you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's not quite enough to bump those things up to be as viable as they
I also
should be.
just hate if it was just proficiency, then it should be you gain proficiency in deception, performance, and persuasion.
Right. I'd say
Not choose one.
Yeah,
Right.
give me expertise in one, and I'll be happy.
Like-
Let me choose which one, and I'll take expertise in that, and that'll be great.
It's not like rangers have a ton of skills for those parts. You know, they're usually in survival, perception,
Yeah,
this, that,
it's
and the
not
other.
in a charisma skill,
Yeah.
and since your charisma is probably not that high, then it would behoove you more to like get the one and get expertise with it, so that it scales with you as well, rather than
Yeah.
sort of just sitting there a little bit more.
I'm all for giving more love to rangers in general, whether that's
Yes.
skills or whatever.
Absolutely.
Dreadful Strikes, 3rd level Fey Wanderer feature. This is all 3rd level so far.
Mm-hmm.
You augment your attacks with mind scarring magic drawn from the gloomy hollows of the unseelie Fey. Okay.
I'm
you
into
gain,
that.
You gain a bonus action that you can use to imbue the weapon or weapons you're currently holding with magic.
What's up, dual wielders?
Exactly. Until the end of the turn, the weapons are magical. They deal an extra 1d6 psychic damage on a hit. A creature can take this extra damage only once per turn. So when you engage in two-weapon fighting, you can imbue your weapons as part of the same bonus action you use to make the attack.
Now, I like this.
That's awesome.
Because even though you can only get it once per turn, it's not like I could only enchant one of my swords. So if I miss with the enchanted one, then I just got to, suck ass with the second one. Even if I miss with the first one, I can still get that extra psychic damage with my second one. Thank you for considering the dual wielding rangers.
I like that a lot. And I also like the limit. Like, because what that kind of seems to me is it would even in some cases encourage you to spread out your damage across multiple targets just to maximize the d6s you're allowed to roll.
Yeah.
Which seems very Fey, Wanderer,
use that
Ranger
Zephyr
thing.
Strike.
Yeah. Zephyr Strike. Oh, you use
Moving
Zephyr
around
Strike. Oh, if
And
you
attack a couple of our targets.
and then when you combo that with the new Ranger business of getting to basically use Hunter's Mark for free,
Yeah.
you're just having a grand old time.
It just seems cool and
I'm into
like
that.
not too complicated either.
yeah.
So far, I'm down with this ranger.
I'm digging
Yeah,
it. I'm
that's what I
digging
was
it.
thinking.
I haven't looked at this ranger at all. So
Blessings
I'm seeing
of
all
the
these
courts.
in the moment.
I love it.
7th level. You have learned eerie techniques from both the Gloaming Court and the Summer Court of the Feywild. Once during each of your turns when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend a spell slot to deal extra psychic damage. The extra damage is 3d6 psychic damage, so marginally better than a smite, and the creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. In addition, whenever you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to this check equal to your wisdom modifier. What the fuck?
Ooh.
Lies, then it doesn't need to be expertise.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's so it scales better.
Granted, I would say
That-
then you should get proficiency in all three.
Right.
Right.
I still think proficiency in one and a
Interesting.
peppermint of like
Yeah.
I glow at night with butterflies.
It's not enough.
I'm a
It's
glowing
not enough
boy.
I agree. Level 3.
I'm a glowing Bambi boy.
I think it's so. We'll get to like the actual mechanic part, but I think it's so fucking funny. They just are like, and by the way, you can use Wiz instead of Cha.
Well, no, it's not that
With
you use it
and
instead. You get both.
Oh, both.
You get both.
Yeah.
Homie.
Oh my god. I love that. That's just on the. That should
Which
be its
means
own feature.
If you get expertise in one of those,
Which you
become
can.
more dangerous
Then a bard.
than a bard.
You
with
are
it.
the talking man. Well, that I like that in a sense because it's like if
It's
you're
a
the
Fey
Fae,
ranger.
if you got the gift of gab, you kiss the Blarney Stone, and now an elf says like, "Hey, here's the secret."
You're silver tongued now,
You're
Harry.
silver tongued. You can manifest what you want. But what do you think about the weapon attack?
Now, I think it's interesting that for the weapon attack, it says you can expend a spell slot, but no matter what, it's 3d6 psychic damage.
Yeah.
There is no mention of scaling on that.
Yeah, no.
It's just
Yeah.
that it's 3d6.
I like it because they tagged in fear.
Yeah.
To me, I don't care about the damage.
Yeah.
You could literally have no damage on this, but the fact that as someone that can teleport around the map hitting multiple targets, you can set fear into several things that are now all at disadvantage because they can see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the amount of dangerous like crowd control you can do as a ranger at this is like very, especially if you're dual wielding.
Yeah.
That's like
It's a lot of crowd control.
that's like if you succeed, right?
Yeah.
That's
It's-
3-4 different targets that are going to be at disadvantage.
Wait, what now? Because it says once
it's
during
once
each of
per
your
turn.
turns.
Oh, I lied.
It's once when you hit a creature with a weapon
Never
attack.
mind.
Yeah, and each one would cost still a spell slot.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as like their
I was thinking it was the same as
enchanted.
The other.
Yeah.
But I like
still
it.
cool.
It's still cool, and it's different mechanically than other stuff that we've seen.
Fear is a cool mechanic, and the only real class that I've seen really, really use it is the Conquest Paladin.
Oh, you
as
do
like
love
their,
it.
Fucking
I
cool.
do love
You
the
do
Conquest
love it.
Paladin.
You do love it.
And
I just
love
hate that they're in the book. They're like, these are the bad guys. They're
Right.
bad. And like, I don't know that they have to
like,
be.
I don't know if they have to be.
These are
It's
some bad hombres.
just
But that's
seem-
also because I think the paladin class suffers.
good boy syndrome.
No, I think the paladin class suffers from, like, these are your written laws. This has to be the soul of your character.
Your oath.
Right.
Like, I think like you as a character should be able to like decide what those are
Oh, for sure.
to play a paladin. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like in the sense of like the white good paladin. It's like you never lie, and it's like, what if me lying saves a bunch of people?
Never.
Not even once.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Not even once.
Beguiling Twist, which is my nickname on the dance floor.
But
So,
with
yeah.
that, I like beguiling twist.
I'm not gonna walk away from that just
It's
yet. That was
good.
hot.
It was spicy. It was spicy. No, I would say I really like Blessing of the Courts. I would just add in specify if it scales or not, if depending on what sort of spell slot you use.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
the
because it
I
says
think the
a
language
spell
needs
slot.
to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just needs that bit of
Whether
clarification.
It scales or
I
not.
think it wouldn't because Divine Smite, if I recall, has language specifically on you can juice it for an extra D8 per spell slot that you throw on there.
Yeah.
And since this one doesn't at all, and it's not a spell, I would say that you couldn't really upcast it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Just because it doesn't say like you could spend a first level spell slot, it just says you spend a spell slot. That's what
Because
I'm
there's
saying.
no language there to define what it is.
That seems like a weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That just seems like an
Interesting.
editing
My
thing where
money's
they
on
need
it
to
being
say
left
like,
it open on
first
purpose
level.
Yeah.
to see what people would do with it, so that you would have multiple different like.
I'd just fucking hoard my first level spell slots.
Yeah.
No, but what I mean like is like
It seems like the most efficient spell
Yeah.
like that you would have.
play mechanically, like right, like if I give that out and it's a little bit ambiguous, then like certain people are gonna rule like, no, it's just one, it's just 3d6 for any level of spell, and some people are gonna be like, no, we think you can upcast it, and you're gonna get to see what both do, as opposed to being like, we say it's this one, and we don't get to see what the other one looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I would say you just add a what is it, D6? I would just add a D6 for each spell level because they're quarter casters.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
Yeah, it's gonna take.
so it's gonna take forever for it to scale. So at least have something to be like, well, there you go.
All that to say, like, I think smites are a cool like mechanic, and weirdly, even though there are a bunch of different flavors of smite, I think I could use a bunch more. You know, like because it's just
Yeah.
such a specific way of interacting with the game world and a specific way of like resource management.
You can
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
this is cool because you can use it in the same functionality of crit fishing as a smite.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
that
it's
is
after
when
the
you
cast.
hit.
Yeah.
That's what I was just like, let me look
Yeah.
that up real fast.
I'm into that.
Beguiling Twist, my nickname on the dance floor. Ooh, you learn how to manipulate mind-altering magic, channeling it from your allies toward others. Whenever a creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you see within 120 feet of you to succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC, or suffer your choice of one of the following effects.
Okay.
First of all, what the fuck? That's kind of cool.
That's a cool-ass redirect.
And it's not just a friendly creature. It's any
Any
creature succeeding on a saving throw against charmed or frightened.
Love it.
The following effects you can choose from are: the creature is charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for 1 minute. The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turns, ending the effect itself on its successful save. The second choice is the creature takes 3d10 psychic damage. I think this is cool.
Dude, that's a great way to salvage if your ally's spell just like doesn't land. That is an excellent way to be like, well, let's get something out of it. So
Yeah.
Let's kill something small.
It's either twisting the knife or fixing a situation that's gone bad.
I am into that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like that a lot. I really, really like that.
Also, whenever.
Whenever. It's a reaction. Yeah.
No, like
It's
reaction.
a reaction. It's a
That's
reaction,
it.
so you
But
get one.
still,
It doesn't
like,
cost you anything outside of just like a reaction.
At all.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Like
No recharge.
that's such a cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of giving fucking ranger shit.
Yeah.
and this is nice.
It's situational enough that it doesn't feel like super like spammable as far as like this is going to be every
but-
single turn, every encounter. But
Witness
if you are
pops up.
in this particular sort of encounter, which you should be good at because you're a Fey Ranger,
Yeah.
that you've got this shit on lock.
Oh, I'm just saying, whenever you end up in a slog,
Uh-huh.
right? When you're in a slog fight and like poor person playing the wizard, everything is failing that
Yep.
they're doing.
This is a way to
right?
turn a bad
you get
situation
to be able to be like,
around.
no, I got you. Like what you're doing is still having an effect.
This plus Conquest Paladin
Plus Enchantment Wizard.
plus Enchantment Wizard. That is the trio of doom.
Damn, dude.
Misty Presence, 15th level. This is your capstone. You can magically remove yourself from one creature's perception. You gain a bonus action that you can use to force a creature you can see within 30 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the target can't see or hear you for 24 hours.
Oh, shit.
The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of any turn during which you hit it with an attack roll, force it to make a saving throw, or dealt damage to it. The effect ends early if you use this bonus action again. On a successful save, the target is immune to this feature for 7 days. Once you've used this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or until you expend a spell slot of 4th level or higher to use it again. This is the shit I am talking about.
Damn, dude.
This is the
I'm
most
into that.
fairy ass shit.
I'm
and like the
into
cool old school, like there's just an invisible guy.
Yeah,
You can't
you
see
see
or
him,
hear
and you
them.
can't hear them.
They can affect the world around you, but you are blind to them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I am into that.
Like even
This-
mechanical
this-
combat stuff aside,
Yeah.
think about this.
Well, yeah, but also for a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Like, can't see or hear you, right? Can't perceive that you're there. Even if you're a melee build ranger, all your attacks at advantage and anything it tries to do against you at disadvantage, which
Yeah.
you could argue that would it even try and do anything against you? Because I mean, like, I as the DM could be like, it's getting cut, it's gonna try and swing at something behind it.
Right, blind fighting.
Disadvantage, like sure, but like
Yeah.
if you're an archer, there's no reason for it to ever be like, I'm gonna shoot those trees over there.
Yeah.
Or like,
It has an arrow sprouting out of it now.
yeah.
Damn.
And it doesn't even end the effect. It just
No.
means they can make another saving throw.
But
Also, side note, if you have Skulker,
Dude.
oh my god, if you have Skulker, or if you're partnered up with the Star Druid who woes them.
I was just thinking that, or
Yeah.
any bane, any you
Yeah.
know thing to impose disadvantage on saving
Yeah,
throws.
you just stay up in there. Yeah, I like that it does it automatically and that they have
Yeah.
that they get another chance to make the check, but that you still have that. That's a great capstone.
That's an amazing
That's a great
capstone. That reminds me of the writing in the book thing. That is an area of this unearthed arcana where they're like they know the flavor, they know the mechanics, and they are creating something new
and
and,
I know the
fucking
people who are playing the class.
vibrant.
Yes, yes. They,
That's the thing that's important to me, and I think it's what's the successful, like when they make a successful unearthed arcana,
Yeah.
it's because they know who the players that want to play that class,
Right.
Right, like, and some of the worst ones to me are the ones that like you're like you don't even have the finger on the pulse at all, like. A melee
Psionics.
wizard,
Right.
Yes, some people want to play that, but rarely do they live long enough to get to enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because that's not what that's for. But
Yeah.
like, I love that. Like, Misty Presence that fits in like this feels like what the Horizon Walker wants to be.
Yes. That was the other thought I had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Horizon Walker is a cool idea, and it's
but
just
they just don't bring it home because they're like it's about going to different planes and
Right.
no DM wants
no
to do that
detail.
ever.
No,
my God.
no.
You want me to prepare 6 worlds?
6 worlds, fuck you.
Or what if I don't do that?
Yeah.
What if I just don't?
2 of them are just like weird shadow reflections, and even that's too fucking hard.
Right. But like, I love this.
this is
I
the most
love this
complete
subclass.
Unearthed Arcana class I've ever seen.
It's fantastic.
I mean, like
my opinion.
I can't think of like besides
The
just a
most-
little
I
editing
could see
note.
it go right in the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like as is, just add in the sort of, caveat of whatever
Yeah.
spell slot cost for that one feature. But
Yeah.
other than that, like,
But that's
I
a
don't,
wording thing.
yeah, that's just
too.
a wording thing. That's not even like it's just an editing formatting thing.
yeah, the flavor's fantastic.
It's awesome.
The mechanics
It fits
fit
with
the
the
flavor.
class.
It fits with the class.
Yeah, it works. It works within the bounds of what a ranger is, but it still has the specific enough flavor that it feels unique.
It doesn't just feel like Dan at Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
His kid was like, I want to play Green Lantern, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna come up with this shit. Like, it doesn't just feel like that. Like, it was like, yeah, you want to be a rogue and you also want to be Green Lantern. Fucking Soul Scythe,
Yeah.
Rogue, whatever.
soul knife.
Soul Knight.
A soul,
still
burns.
I want to play this ranger. And that is like,
Yeah.
this is a 10 out of 10 Unearthed Arcana for me. Like,
I'm
this
into that.
subclass is, you knocked it out of the park, boys.
Nice.
A+.
Well
Blessings
done,
up.
Wizards.
Look, you're a lot.
Done, Red Robe Wizards.
The red wizards of Thane. Ah.
Well,
yeah, I'm into that. I think that was a very successful, like, very different stuff throughout that Unearthed Arcana. We really hit it home once we got there to the end. I'm into it.
Stalking Top. That was Biscuit Meniscus.
This has
Biscuit
been Biscuit
Meniscus.
Meniscus. Talking shop, Biscuit Meniscus.
Maybe we should say, like, if there's anything people want to ask, like if they want us to take a look at certain like game mechanics or
like
other
outside of
systems.
D&D, yeah.
Yeah, like I think we should check out Chaotic Good Games at some point. I've probably already said that.
Oh
on the
yeah,
pod,
Andrew
but-
Ferguson's whole deal. Who also, if you haven't seen, first of all, you should be following. Also, I think he changed his
his Instagram?
his Insta thing. I think it's I believe it's Fergs.art now.
Fergs.art. That's right.
Is Andrew Ferguson. It used to be Chaotic Good Games. But yeah, so he's made a game. But also, if you haven't seen, he's taken a couple of clips from the show and done little different animated things like them, like made Andrew's voice into like Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you.
into Link, which is also very good.
Make all of my days.
Oh yeah, it was Queen Force.
Queen Force.
Yeah, Joe's Queen Force, and then I found a crystal.
I found a crystal.
But yeah, so definitely.
It's so good.
But yeah, so wait. Sorry, I was opening Instagram to be like, what's his name? And one of our friends is hanging out with Shaq.
They all need to know.
Sorry.
Shaq Fu is running loose.
You're friends with Aaron Carter?
No, it's Jacob.
York?
Yes, it was just with Shaq. Sorry, no, I got on there to look up Andrew Ferguson's
Jacob
thing, and
York's
he's like,
hanging-
Y'all, Jacob York is friends with Shaq.
Jacob York probably listens to these.
Y'all, Jacob York knows Shaq Fu.
he
Most certainly knows Shaq Fu.
When you
Jacob.
studied the blade, I studied Shaq Fu.
Tell Shaq to listen to Talking Shock.
Please,
Shaq.
no,
Talking
yeah, no.
Shaq.
Hey, what's
This
this
is now
Talking
Talking
Shaq?
Shaq.
We will rename it Talking Shaq.
It's no
if
longer
we get
Biscuit
some,
Meniscus.
If we get some press release with like, I don't know, the Lakers, let's go.
No, yeah, no matter what. Okay, so if you, from the beginning, you were probably confused because at the beginning of this episode, we said that it was definitely going to be named Biscuit Meniscus. But now that you've reached the very end, you strong few, you are
know.
here. Now you know the real episode title. It's
Talking Shaq.
It's Talking Shaq.
Hi, Shaq. I can't wait to talk to you about this on the Discord.
Me too, Shaq. I'm never on the Discord, but I love all you people. I'm just terrible with my phone.
I played a lot of Shaq Fu on my Sega Genesis as a young lad.
Shaq Fu.
This
Shaq
has
Fu.
been
Shazam!
Shacking Shaq.
Shaq and Shaq.
Me, Shaq.
Me, Shaq.
And me, a Bendigo.
Bye-bye.